I'm Tom.
And I'm Molly.
Welcome to Friends at Gameology, hosted by MoonlightCrew.com.
Reviews for science.
In 7 minutes or less. Byzantio! Byzantio is an area control game. So we've got our map. And it's, what are we looking at? Old Mediterranean. Get some Corinthus and Italia and such.
Thessalonica.
So, you have a lot, 10 of these little guys. And they will help you maintain control. You can have 2 of the same color in one place, and that's just a tie. But
2 of different color. 2
different color, or even more if you're playing with 4 players, or 3. And then to break that, you'd have to have an additional person there. All with the express purpose of controlling the areas that you've written down at the beginning of the game. So there, you probably can't see, but there's numbers on the board.
1 through 8.
1 through 8 that show you where you have to pick one of each of those, of 7 of those, to say, I'm going to put, for my 7th, I'm going to put Corinthus. For 8, I'll put Thera. After that, I'll put Pergamum for 2. And they have different point values. You have 14 all the way through 6. If you're controlling that location at the end of the game, you get that amount of points, and then whoever has the most points wins. Now, the trick to it is that you can try to, at the end of the game, guess where your opponent's, what their most important 14-point objective was, and if you get that right, you get an additional 5 points, which can really
swing the game.
Really that could be definitely in your favor. Simplicity versus complexity.
I think this game is simple in the control aspect. You're just trying to get the most of your guys on the 7 cities, or is it 8? 6, 7. 7 cities that you wrote down, and you're just trying to get the most. But the actions to do that are a little complex. There's 6 here, and they're listed kind of here, but to remember the name versus what they do is a little tricky, and they're different numbers. So here you have a lot of campaigning, so you can move to add a guy.
And take away an opponent's person.
And you take away an opponent. See, just remembering those small rules, you can muster, so you can put a guy where you are, but you can't put 2 guys of your same guys if there's not an opponent. Yeah. So you can't. I can't just put muster twice here. Tom has to be there in order for me. Okay, well now I want to put another one. And you can't have more than 2 of your guys in a city. I mean, so there's a lot of the small rules that I'm like, wow. But after a couple rounds of playing, or even after one full game, which is like 30 minutes, it's really short, even 4 players, you'll be able to play and you'll remember. You might go, wait, what is it doing? Okay, but you'll be fine. So there's a little small complex things that like get me. Oh, and then. Yeah, we'll explain those, I'm sure. So
there are a lot of actions you can take, and then rules like how many people can be in the same city. Do you use both of the cities in a single region, or don't you, depending on player count? So these things, it's an easy enough rule book to read, but things come up. So it's a little less simple than complex, but it's doable.
Yeah.
Luck versus strategy.
Wow. This game, I think, there's a lot of luck, because if 2 of the same people wrote down the same 14, it's going to be rough because you're going to be fighting for it. So there's luck in that. But then there's also strategy in separating them out, picking the cities that are close together or not. And so I think there's some strategy in what you do and what you choose to action. So I think there's a good balance, but to me, maybe there's more luck than there is strategy.
There's a lot of strategy in this game because there was a time when a friend and I each picked Antiochia as our 14, and we fought over it the whole game. It was very bad for our strategy because everyone knew and got 5 points off of where we wanted to go, and it hurt me because I didn't end up getting it, so I lost the 14 and gave everyone else 5 points. So had I waited to the end and made just like a half-hearted attempt to go there, I just don't think that many people would have guessed that it was mine. A lot of strategy in how you bluff, where you go, where you misdirect, what actions you use. But then the die comes in, the 8-sided die, and there's a lot of luck here because sometimes you don't roll what you want. Got a 2, needed a 5 or more. And that's for a lot of these actions. At least 3 of these actions can rely on that. And there's events that happen throughout the game on different turns that rely on the die. And so there's an amount of luck here. But if you target where your main general is, or your pretender as they call them, then you can mitigate that luck a little bit. And I still think there's a lot of strategy in this game.
Yeah.
Fun versus boring. This game is fun. It's very short for an area control game. I think area control, risk, and I think it's going to take a long time. even Small World with people trying to figure out their powers and their races and taking a while there. This is a very short game, and it packs a lot of game in that amount of time. That being said, sometimes you run out of available actions, where because all of your men are on the board,
you can't move them.
You can't move them.
Yeah.
You can't muster anymore, but all you have left are musters because you saved those for the end, or all you have left are campaigns, so you move, and maybe you can take someone away, but you can never put anyone out. And that often leads to, and I've seen several turns of more than one person basically passing.
Yep. Just checking something off.
And I don't like when you play a game where you don't do things.
Yeah.
So I still am, you're going to be surprised probably when I say my rating. It's still a high rating because I do enjoy this game, but there are times when there's something missing. There's definitely a lack because you're not doing something.
I wish you could just move your guys, because I feel like maybe being able to move them from one place to another would solve that problem, because you'd be like, okay, well now I can do this thing. But yeah, it's true. I think this game is fun. I've enjoyed it when I've played it, and it's fun to try to bluff. Well, I'm not very good at bluffing, so I don't know how well I do it. I think they've guessed my city each time, but it's fun to just explore. It's a good area control game that I can appreciate because it's short and it's just fun.
Boardgamegeek rating, I'd say a 6 out of 10.
Maybe 6.5, 7 out of 10. Yeah. When we get to multiples of 500 subscribers, we give away a free glitter painting of your favorite superhero icon. So make sure to subscribe now on YouTube.
Because it could be you that wins.
Byzantio, we've presented the evidence.
You be the judge.